go live. We have got a winter scene. I got a Christmas one there somewhere, but I'll change that later. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another day in the Milky Way. By gosh, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, the whole 9 yards. We are here again. I got some great co-hosts tonight. We are doing our thing. Another year in the bag. And thank you, Max Vision, for coming on. Thank you, Lucky Smith, for being here, or Lucky Stone today. I don't know which one it is. It's changed it so many times. But anyway, Lucky is lucky, and that's all we can ask for. And whoever else we get on, Christmas is always the best time of year to have friends and family on. It's just always a blast. So randomly, we're going to get together and check things out. Hopefully, we got a lot of people in the chat tonight because we got a bunch full of stuff to give away. If we don't give a bunch of it away tonight, we'll give away some tomorrow night. But it is what it is. So the best gifts are probably going to be tonight because we got packs of cards. We got some soap from last year. We got some dream books, notebooks, all of that good stuff. But I want to say thank you, everybody. Oh, gee, I forgot Grandpa Brian. I think, maybe I got Grandpa Brian on that. But anyway, I don't know if I had him included on one of those emails. I sent out 3 or 4 emails. But if he wanted to pop in, I'm going to resend it anyway. But anyway, do some talking here while I drive the bus. Max, Lucky, hold the show for me for a second. What is your important things for Christmas here?
Important things. I'm just trying to get through it. It's been a crazy year. I mean, I've had a lot of adventures, I'm glad 2022 is coming to an end, and 2023 is new beginnings, new starts. That's Christmas is only a waypoint to get to New Year's.
Yes, it is.
I'm excited for it for the spiritual aspects. Past few years I've celebrated Christmas in not a more traditional but a more spiritual way.
Really?
I enjoy that much better. Yeah, it's the season where the rising begins. I think of it, we have cycles in our body. We have 13 cycles of the pineal gland timed with the moon, but I think we also have a yearly cycle that we go through with the pineal and the Christos and the oil and that. And I think that this is the beginning of the rise this time.
Yeah. Well, it's the end of this. I've decided that, because of the whole Bible thing is, kind of corrupt. As much reading as I do and think, oh boy, there we got a bunch of people coming in now. As much reading as I do, I realized, what the season's really about.
Yeah.
With the study. And the study has taught me that it's about the end of this cycle, the 3 days of darkness that we suffer through as the season comes to an end, the real season, and that season has finally passed, and now the sun is going to start getting larger, longer. It's going to start, its trend on warming up the planet, giving goodness to nature, sustenance to the plants and animals, and bringing back life. And that makes sense to me. The Bible thing with the Jesus baby and the story that doesn't make any sense. It's a tale of it's a story that represents a lot of other things that we're not aware of. I guess I'm trying to put the words together to make it.
I view it as an
right.
allegory of
allegory.
Yes.
Yeah,
so of the seasons
there
and the cycles within us and the cycles of the stars. It covers everything really from the macro to the micro. The stars, the astrology's in there. the lessons for you to learn, of course. And then there, you know, there's also the story of inside, because it all mirrors the same story. And even I was thinking when you were saying about the Christmas story, I was thinking, you know, right now we're on the, well, we're past it, but Cain and Abel, Cain being a hunter, Abel being a farmer. You know, so the farmer, so the hunter killed the farmer because the frost is coming and we have to hunt and take in the wheat. And then in the spring we'll be farmers again.
Yes, yes, I totally agree on that. And you know, see, that's another one of those stories I could do a whole show on about. It doesn't make much sense on the Cain and Abel thing. You know, the whole thing is kind of skewed, and I have more after reading it. I have more questions than answers.
Yeah, if you take it literal, it's a very confusing story. But if you take it as an allegory for the seasons and the cycles, it makes total sense.
Yes, 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 it does. And I think now that I've been reading, I know you guys join me for Native American Myths and Legends Day on Tuesdays.
I see the stories repeated there as well.
Yes, and those are you know, real, you know, they're myths and legends, stories about fox, coyote, badger, you know, people involved with that, and they represent things. And you know, without how is this what I want to say? Okay, like when the English wrote stuff, or the Europeans, they wrote stories that represented real cities, real people, like Tale of Two Cities, or you know, like Huckleberry Finn, or you know, Shakespeare kind of things. You know, we know those, they could be true. They were set in real cities. They had real timelines in some aspects, and we can put our mind to, and vision where those would have occurred. Now, if they occurred or not, you know, we don't know exactly, but because they were set in real time with real people, real names that we can associate with,
I can explain that.
We take it as a real, live, given fact story. It's fact. There was a town that existed named Bethlehem. There was a town that named, you know, this, that was real. Well, yeah, of course. But you know, when you read the Indian myths, it was like, well, there was a, you know, village, or there was a people named the Algonquin, you know, and they had a myth about the, you know, the fox, and the fox did this, and coyote saved him, and you know, blah 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 blah. So right away, everybody goes, well, that's just a fairy tale. Because you're talking about a fox doing stuff, and a badger helped him out, and then a man came along, and we know a man can talk and a badger can't talk, and a fox can't talk, and you know, how did the fox turn into a man for 5 minutes to catch the woman? And why would the woman, you know, meet the dog, and then the dog talked to her, and she married the dog, who you know, it just sounds hilarious. But then again, you remember those things, you know, and it makes it a fun story to retell over and over. But the meaning behind that is no less different than the Jesus story. It has its components, and therefore, you know, that is what's that it's that allegory there. It's the thing. Boy, we got people pouring in, and I want to address that. We got, my gosh, we got Desert Rose. Desert Rose is usually late, but Temperance is in. Michelle Can-Am Free, our love girl. Thank you. Much love to you. Karen Lynn, Regine Hutchinson. Oh my goodness. Deborah Sloan. Let's see. Witchy Moon. Jackie J. Grandpa Brian. Everybody's come to join us. Let's say Merry Christmas. Thank you for coming.
Nice.
Oh boy, Regine says I was dreaming of a white Christmas and it happened, 0 degrees. Yeah, don't worry, you're getting plenty of snow. Plenty of 0 degrees is out there today. But again, elderberry. Well, so there we go. I think I haven't missed anybody as of yet, but I'm sure there will be more. So with that said, everybody comes in tonight. If you don't, put it this way, I'm gonna write down your name, and if you don't want to be in the giveaway, then let me know. Say I don't want to be. Otherwise, your name is all going to go in a hat here. Courtney, yes, Courtney. If you're here and you get into the chat room, Joyce, are you serious? Oh, I haven't seen Joyce in a long time. Warms my heart to see her here. If you don't want to get in on the drawing for stuff, then let me know. Otherwise, your name is going to go in the hat, and we're going to try to draw it out of the hat later on, and we'll do it that way, and hopefully we get a lot of winners. And so there you go. So let me know if you don't want to be in, because otherwise I'm putting everybody in the hat that's in the chat room. You got to be in the chat room. You got to say hi, something, say something, so that I know I see your name, and I'll go back through and I'll write all these down and put them in the bucket, and at the last 20 minutes or so of the show we'll draw. But I got good things. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna take up a little bit of time here. I got some decks of cards from
Nice.
Al, Big Al. I got decks of cards to give away. I got 3-4 packs of them, and I have some angel cards right here to give away. And
These.
yeah, I got
Mine is still good.
huh? Oh yeah, there you go. You got yours.
Yep.
I got three boxes of those, and that down. And then I keep telling everybody to have themselves a journal or something like that. Well, put your money where your mouth is. And I got these cool dream journals that are just empty. They're just empty. This one here is a good one. I thought it was a chicken book, but there's nothing in it. I don't know if you like chickens, or you want to keep it as a chicken journal. It's fine. It's just all empty pages.
Actually, chickens are very popular where I live. For some reason, people love chicken and chicken themed stuff.
Well, there you go. And we got one here. It's got a little goat on it, but it's just, opens up.
A goat. This has gone. There he goes.
Yeah, but it's got a leather cover. Just says notes. I picked these up. They were on discount, so I bought them all. And these are still in the box. I haven't even opened these. It says here, fold over journal, like this. So they are nice. There's nothing wrong with them. They're all brand new.
Don't write down your dirty dreams, just your prophetic ones. So the dirty dreams have another journal, okay?
Yes. You get and if nothing else, you can use them for when you do Max's show and you want to write down and scribble your
that would be
stuff
awesome,
for your show, and then each one you could label and then write it down. You can see how you progress through the time. Now this here is soap. It's unopened. Now I know it's probably a little old. It was made by Crystal. And I got some of these from last year that nobody sent their address to. They've been in the plastic bags since then. Nobody sent out an address. I got a couple, 2, 3, 3 or 4 of them. They're soap. Soap keeps forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's handmade soap.
It's self-cleaning.
That's right. Wash it off. It's good to go. Like I said, it's never been touched, never been out of the bag. It's handmade stuff. I just undid a bar the other day and used it. And, once I put it under the water, it was just as good as ever.
What kind of smell does it have?
I got different kinds. This
Oh,
one
nice.
here, this one here is banana cream pie, a bath bomb.
Oh,
It's gonna
And
be, wow.
this one here is, I don't know what this one is. Take it out. Look at it. It's the first time it's been out of the bag. See, last time people were supposed to send me the amethyst moon. That one's yeah, it still smells good. Amethyst moon. And like I said, I put them
that's
in bags.
interesting.
I put names on them, and nobody sent me their address. So if you didn't send an address, you didn't get one. Simple as that. Let's see here. This one here. See that one. Like I said, I wish these people would. This is cherry bomb bath. Strawberry cheesecake bath bomb.
Oh, that sounds good.
Big ball or something. Still got the Christmas wrapping on it. I ordered a ton of stuff from her. We gave it a bunch of it away, but yeah. Grandpa Brian, I did send you a link. Isby, I sent you a link too if you feel like coming on later or whenever, if you're up to it. Let's see. So that's what I'm gonna do. So while you guys we're all here and busy or whatever, I'm gonna start jotting down names. So don't worry about me. Mary Wins is in the house. But anyhow, that's what we got going on. But this is a good time to come together for everybody. Like I said, join us all and get together with people because 'tis the season, isn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. I really appreciate each and every. This is where the time when I show my appreciation. Grandpa Brian, thank you for coming on.
Hello, fellas.
How you
Hello.
doing?
Hey. And how's your Christmas been so far?
Oh, pretty good. Have some family here. They're all downstairs playing the game.
Like I said, you can stay a little while, stay a long time. I sent a bunch of invites out there, hoping that I get some people come on, say your piece or whatever you want to do. It's up to you, man. Like I said, it's Christmas. It's time to get together. And you're with your family and playing games. I remember that's what we used to do, is play games and things like that. Have you always done this? Is this a family tradition or?
Ever since I was about 5 years old.
Oh,
Christmas Eve.
Nice.
We're
nice.
still doing that. That's great.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great to carry on tradition. Max, you got traditions from?
We had
back
more of
in
a
the day?
Festivus kind of a tradition, airing of the
Hell yeah.
grievances, the feats of strength,
There you go. And did you could carry on to those traditions?
No,
or
I
start
left
some
those
new?
traditions behind me.
Yeah, and that's the thing when you get older, like me, I mean, I don't have the family sitting around here. I'm by myself, so I had to think of new things to do for, whatever. So
Yeah.
lately it's been coming on my show on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and
Yeah.
celebrating with everybody else. Now that's my new tradition.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed my new Christmases. Been doing this for about, I guess about 10, 12 years now. And I really like it. I'll have maybe a couple people over, maybe tomorrow, but that's about it. That's all I do.
Yeah.
I concentrate more on myself and the rising that I believe is happening at this time of the year. We're at the bottom of the cycle and coming up. So that's more of my focus.
Well, good.
Keeping the spirits high,
That's important.
Nice. Lucky, what about you?
When I was a child up into my teens, we had so many family get-togethers. My mother's side, my father's side, just being, Catholic and Irish, and it tended to be so many different Christmases and different families and having to plan it all out and going to house. Now there is nothing going on with the families. It's like it's weird. And my wife is much more social than I am, voiced to one of my cousins, and I got this long email from an aunt saying, "Oh, we didn't think you wanted to come anymore." And I'm like, why would you ever think anything like that? And they go, "Well, and then I don't know how to respond to that, So I said, I got your email, but I honestly don't know how to respond to this. I don't know where you get the idea. Wouldn't want to hang around, but there isn't that many family get-togethers anymore, anyways. It's just I think it's a political thing where I vocalize that I'm not too happy with the current regime, and think there are better options, and they're very supportive of that political party and their decisions. So I voiced my opinion that it would be best to learn from the past regime and create someone new and innovative rather than the old guard. And they did not like hearing that at all. I try to say as apolitical as possible, but try to get the whole idea across.
But that's the thing. It's just like, if you think like that, you're regardless of what you say, you're giving off those vibrations. You come in like say the white rabbit, and all, or the sheep, or the black sheep, and everybody else is, I don't know how to refer to it as, but you come in and they can see that you look a little different. You're like, hey, that guy, I think the sky is blue, and he says, no, it's really offset color today. It's kind of grayish blue. Oh my God, remember the Star Trek? I know you guys are old enough to remember, but remember the Star Trek episode on original Star Trek where you have the guy who is half white and half black, and the other guy's half black and half white?
Yes.
And the crew is sitting there going, and you're fighting to the death over what?
He's right on the wrong side. He's right on the guy who was right on the wrong side, and they were both. I think their civilizations killed each other, and they were the last two of their species.
Yeah, they were going to fight to the death to see who was right, who was the better of the two. And I'm thinking, what? And that was the whole point of it. Our beliefs are so close that you can't tell the difference, yet you'd fight to the death over them.
Well, I think that's where the people who fight the most, those who are so close in ideologies, but a little different, they tend to fight much more against each other, harder, treat each other poorer. It's the English and the Irish. They're almost the same race, but they've been fighting for years. The Scots, I mean, everyone blames the English, but I mean, it's just, it's if you look back in time, the ones who fought each other were actually the closest in ideology. It's so strange.
Yeah. Yes, that is so true.
Religion, when you put religion into it, it's like you believe the wrong religion, and it's less about the fringe religions. They're not that big a deal, but you're the wrong kind of Protestant. Oh, I've got to fight you, and it's, and of course the Catholics, bloody Catholics and their, ideology and stuff like that. But it's all the same in the end. They say they had to read about the same book.
Yeah. I mean, even so, like Islam or whatever, the stories in there are just a shade different than they are in the other Bibles, but they'll fight to the death over them. Did they Mary ride on a donkey, or did she ride on a cart? Oh my God, kind of thing. Or what, this story was a little bit different than that story. It's crazy. The Jewish people, they got a little bit of different traditions or whatever. They got Hanukkah, and for thousands of years they've been persecuted over what? If they believe in these stories so much, wasn't Jesus a Jew, and now the Christians persecute the Jews because You know, once they know the stories, it makes no sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, apparently there was a time we understood that these were allegory for, the stars and the inner self.
Yeah.
And I heard this from Santo Spinacci, that there was a man that went around and started teaching that they were literal, and they started promoting this with governments and kings and stuff. And that became the predominant way to view it through the governments.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's,
Exactly.
I think it's all about control. That makes the
Mhm.
most sense, that when you have the religious story, religion's really not bad. It's when you make it organized religion, and then the government gets involved. And though we say separation of church and state, the religious groups are kind of their own religions in themselves. You know, their own states. You know, they work together. You know,
Yeah.
what is it? Was it Karl Marx said that religion is opium for the masses? But he didn't mean it was an addictive drug, because opium was a healthy thing. It would help, it would relieve pain. And he was actually meaning that when he said that opium was, it's basically, it gets people out of their pain in their life, but unfortunately, after a long time, it will become addictive. He was not saying it's a negative thing. He was saying there's a whole big thing for it. We
Yeah,
have to
so
read
like opium, there's good use and bad use for it.
But yeah,
Mhm,
exactly.
mhm.
It'll get you, it'll clear your life up, make it better, but unfortunately you'll become addicted to it after a certain amount of time. There was a whole story to it. And we always think, oh, it's always put it to the simplest idea, because we can't think that much about things. And that's the problem, that they tell us what these things mean when you really have to understand what the author meant when he tried to say it.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Grandpa Brian, you had been in that, indoctrinated, plus your family for many years like that.
Oh
And
yeah, grew up Catholic.
yeah, I think you said a few times how it went, and I always could relate to that too, same way as these guys. So I imagine it was the same sort of path. And then how did you wake up out of it? Did you go, oh my gosh, it don't make any sense? Tell your story of it.
Well, it all when I started listening to Jeff Doherty, and he actually started explaining what was all being said in the Bible and how it was used and manipulated to control the masses. And
Mhm.
then started looking deeper into the Catholic Church and all the atrocities that they've committed in the name of a religion. And I think it all culminated when I was at church one Easter and
Mhm.
with the family, had my grandson there, and they were getting ready to do the Eucharist. And I got up and walked out. I said, I cannot participate in a blood sacrifice anymore. Took my grandson, walked out. My mom was devastated. And since then, she's never asked me to go back to a church again.
Oh yeah. Uh, I got a good one for you guys. I'm trying to pull it up here. But
That
yeah,
awakening to reality can cause a lot of turmoil in one's life.
Oh, yes, it did.
Yeah, you're married. Were you married at the time?
I've never been married.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's been a lot of marriages broke up over awakenings
Yep.
over the past 5-10 years. You hear about
Yeah.
it all the time.
I had a friend, the one that made the tarot deck up. She was on Andromeda 7 not too long, last spring sometime. She left her husband because he was making fun of her awakening. And
mhm.
she had a tarot card reading about 9 months before then and said that she was going to leave her husband. She's like, no way, we built a life together. It'll never happen. Well, 9 months later, she left him and they're getting a divorce.
Yeah, yeah. It was interesting to go through with my wife because I did basically the same thing. I basically stormed out of church and said, because I was in a Baptist church at the time, and said, damn, he's just making shit up and lying to us. What the hell? So,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
put me on my search. And it's a very similar story. I ran into Dozier. And he started making me look at it in a different way. So I looked at it in many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And eventually, came to settle on what I think pretty much now. With some openness, of course. I was ready for some
Yep.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A real good book to read I read was Caesar's Messiah.
Oh, yeah, I've read that. Yeah.
And that actually showed how all the Gospels were written.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is a book that you can't read once because it is mind shattering for your religious. Even though I've walked away from Catholicism, I kind of deep down inside of me still supported some of those things as historical truth. But when you read Caesar's Messiah and how he took facts that are new from other sources and put it into what I forget the guy's name. Off the top of my head.
Josephus Flavian.
Josephus Flavian. Yes, exactly. Josephus Flavian. He wrote the Histories of the Jews, and it matched so well with the Bible, and they used that as the the truth of the Bible. Well, in Caesar Messiah, he took the Roman history and put it into the Bible and said, okay, this is where these stories really came from. And it's a lot to accept.
So the apostles' letters, the letters from James and John, and that does it say that they were written by the Romans or altered by the Romans, or?
I don't remember that part. It was
the New Testament was basically written by the Roman Church, or the Roman.
Yeah.
Okay, but was it based? I'm asking. Is it based on writings of the apostles?
That is a good question. Nobody really knows. It seems like all the writings came from about 100 years, according to what I've read, 100 years after all of this happened. It's like, so how do you remember in detail what all these people said?
Because they put together the Bible in around, what was it, 300 or AD? But I have a list of the letters that they wrote in the Bible and the dates that apparently they were written, which is totally out of order in the Bible. But is that actually, is that based on those letters? That's what I want to know. Like, I do know it's been altered by the church, the Catholic Church, the Protestant Church. They all put their little hands in there. And the Romans all may have altered the letters, but did they create it completely out of thin air, or did they? Like, I do know that a lot of the stories are based on older stories.
Yeah.
But the apostles, apparently there is proof of their existence. So did they write the letters, and were they just altered later? That's my question.
That I don't know, but here's my question: is how many apostles were there? This is what always makes me wonder. There was how many apostles?
13.
And how come we only and how many of them got books in the Bible? I mean,
not all.
There's only like 4. So what? The other bunch didn't know how to write.
There's more than 4, but yeah.
No. None of the original apostles are books are in the Bible.
Yeah.
Only Paul is in the Bible, and he wasn't an apostle. He was a carry-on who just took on, and then he was. All of his stuff is in everything he wrote is in the Bible.
I have a list of who wrote each Bible and when they were written.
Really?
And the first I pieced it together from watching and reading. And James wrote the first book. James wrote the first book of the Bible. I can grab my list. Hold
on. Okay.
You grab it. I got something to share with you guys. So this guy, I'm gonna put him up on screen.
Find it.
And
on top here, but
this here is the guy that made me start thinking out of the box. And I don't. Can you hear him?
Nope. Can't hear anything.
Hang on. That's because it's
every single religion on planet Earth tries to answer, who am I? Where did I come from? Why am I here? And where am I going when I die? The way you answer those questions is totally determined by your worldview. Some people look at the world and say, you know, it's amazing, a Big Bang made this from nothing. That's the humanist worldview based on the evolution theory. Other people look at the world and say, you know, there's incredible design. There must be a designer. That's the creationist worldview based on creation. And those two worldviews are at war with each other. I mean, somebody is wrong. And I enjoy showing them who they are. I've done a lot of debates, over 92 debates now I've done at universities, one here at UT Knoxville against Dr. Pigliucci.
Okay. But you get who he is, right?
Mhm.
And he's asking these questions. And this, when I seen this, I was like, holy cow, this is what made me say, there's
Robert's gone.
and there I started asking questions because this guy seemed to ask questions and then he had some answers, but that raised more questions because I thought, well, he's asking the right questions, but I don't think he's got the right answers either. So there you go. And with that, I was like, from then on, I was always changed because I didn't think he had the right. He's like, he goes on about how the Earth is only 6,000 years old and the moon's, this and that. And I'm like, and God created everything. He's a preacher and he's a God guy, which is fine. But he's the one that started me on a new path because he asked questions of the system and made me start thinking. And I went, holy cow. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Good, bad, or otherwise, he asked questions. And that was a no-no. And they really kind of frowned on that. Okay, what do you got, Max?
Okay, so first book was James, written by James. Then we have Paul, all the way down to Ephesians. Then we get Luke. Luke wrote Luke. Then we get Paul again. Paul through Acts, 1 Timothy, Titus, 2 Timothy. Then we get John, wrote Mark. Matthew, wrote Matthew. Hebrews, we don't know who wrote. We get Peter writing 1 Peter and 2 Peter. We get Jude writing Jude, of course. John writing Apocalypse, Epistles of John and John. So how many writers is that? That's a little more than 4, I think. So James, Paul, Timothy, Luke, Matthew, 5, Peter, 6. Not much more though, about 6.
Yeah.
But we can see the big difference in the I wrote down both. Let's see here. So you can see this is the traditional starting, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. And here's the chronological starting, James, 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, Galatians. Totally different than how it's been presented to us. And an interesting thing that pointed out by Jeff was that James, that book was written with the Christians in exile. So at 50, written in 50, James being the first book means that when it was written, the Jews were in exile. Or the Christians, sorry, were in exile already. So the book begins with the exile of the Christians.
There you go.
And every book after that is under that thinking. Instead of, they put it, James, in their, see, it happens like way down, where is it? Yeah, like 3/4 of the way down is where the exile of the Christians happens in the traditional.
Mm-hmm.
So, the history is totally smudged, if it is history, totally skewed and misrepresented.
Yes, that's a lot of it. What gets me to thinking is how come there wasn't more wasn't more accuracy then. It's like writing after the fact. So say the first guy writing was 50 years after it was all, just hypothetically.
Yeah.
That guy had to be how old? And then
Yeah.
he's writing about the words that Jesus said, for instance, if he existed. And then he puts it in there, and it's like, this is word for word, like he said, blah, 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 blah. It's like, what was he sitting there running around, following around, somebody taking notes?
Yeah, apparently Timothy was, but I'm not sure on that because that was also written in 65, apparently. So,
Yeah, exactly. It just raises more questions. What did they write all this stuff down, and where did it go? Did they pass it on? How come they didn't, how come the Romans didn't document any of this stuff that was going on?
yeah,
The Romans were documenting everything. And you think as a church would have it, they would want to carry over some sort of proof to say, yeah, this really did happen, so they got that, but instead they sent out their people to destroy everything that wasn't in accordance of what they wanted people to believe.
Yep, everything in the Nag Hammadi scriptures was destroyed.
Yeah,
at least except for those copies that we found.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. And if anybody doesn't know what that is, they got the book right here. It is pretty thick.
Yeah, I own that book.
There is a lot in here. I've gone through just small amounts of it.
Yeah, I found a lot of it is their impressions, so you can skip about half the book.
Yeah,
because a lot of it is their impressions and their historical thinkings on it. If you go just read just the stories, it's only about half the book.
Yeah, so it makes some sense, but it doesn't. So I just, like I said, it just at some point I think it's back to the myths and legends, allegories, points more to the sun and the moon, the stars, stories of, even in the books there, Jesus was talking in riddles, kind of. He was making up myths and legends, in his stories. He never really said anything. He always said, I'll tell you a story. I'm a shepherd, and you're the sheep, and blah, blah, blah. But if any of you have ever raised animals, you know that sheep are dumber than crap. And, and you got to have the shepherd there, because one sheep walks off the cliff, they'll all follow.
Mhm.
They are stupid. But yeah, it's just that way. Sheep are not in being referred to as sheep is kind of insulting in a way now, because unless you raise sheep, you really don't know.
Yeah, I just thought they were cute and cuddly and pure. They talk of them as if they're pure, right? Pure of thought, pure of heart.
And they are, in a way, because like you said, they're pure.
Such innocence, yeah.
Yeah, they're innocent, and they'll walk off a cliff.
Innocent to stupidity.
Yeah, exactly. Innocence of stupidity. It's a good way to put it. Just because. And because once you get to be a smart sheep and you start thinking, what does a shepherd do?
Well, you'd have to eliminate them, because that smart sheep will lead the flock wherever it wants to go.
That is right. That is so right. Woohoo! You get a gold star, Lucky.
Well, no, I grew up on a farm. I knew, and,
I know.
the goats were in the Bible were kind of like the evil ones, but every goat I knew was just so intelligent. Just to the point where, how did you do that? You give a goat a question, they go, I'm going to put you a fence around your pen, and you're not going to get out. And the goat will get out, and you won't understand how. Goats can climb like cats sometimes, but they will just, the things I've seen goats do, they're great because they'll take the briars down, they'll eat everything.
Yeah.
But if they don't want to do briars anymore, well, they'll go in the barn and eat hay, the barn's locked. It doesn't matter.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I raise sheep, I raise goats. I know exactly what you're talking about. You had to have a pretty darn good pen to pen up a goat. And you better put a strap around that gate, because that goat will sit there and figure out how to open that up. He'll watch you so many times, and then he'll test that electric fence too. Where's a horse or say a pig, for instance, doesn't conduct electricity really well, but you put up a little bitty electric fence and that pig hits it with his nose, which is all wet, he'll ground he won't walk through that once he hits it a few times, he knows where that line is. He'll never go and run into it. He'll squeal and squall, and that fence could be off for a month and he won't go near it.
I've seen images of goats up trees, so there doesn't seem to be any limitation to them.
All the animals I've ever raised, goats were the most fun, though, because we've had goats that were dog-like and very obedient, very kind. We had some that were they weren't mean, they were just
disagreeable.
They were always up for a challenge. It was just, what? How? And I had horses that were like that too, where they would open their barn door because they knew how to shake it in the right way, and they shake it at the right rhythm. The latch will come off. And we had one horse that would just do that. And then she would go around and she would unlatch the other horses to keep her company. So we come in the barn and all the barn stalls are open. They're wandering around the barn. And the problem is not them wandering around, is them pooping everywhere, because the food was locked up. They could never get into the hay stall. But she was half Arab, and the Arabian horse just had such a mind to her that she could never. We literally had a lock on her thing, which was just, and we had the key next to it because she couldn't, But only thing was we had to put a lock just so she could not get out of her stall.
Yeah, I had a horse like that too, where he was a good jumper and a fence getter out of her. And man, you could have a nice big fence and he'd get right up there and he knew how to jump right over it. And or he would step over it, like that. And man, he was, I don't know, I sold him like 4 times, and each time they brought him back and said, had him in the pen for like a week, got out every day, take him back. And I was stuck with him for forever. But he was real smart. He would jump the fence, he would run across the street, eat my parents had some chickens. My mother would put the chicken food out every day at a certain time, and he knew when it was, and he'd jump out, run over there and eat the chicken feed. And then he would run back, jump in the pen, and he knew when I got there to feed him, and then he'd eat the regular horse feed. Or he would jump out while I was gone, and he would go in with the pigs and eat their feed, and go in with the goats and eat their feed when he was hungry. And the worst is when he, in the winter, he would jump out, or the spring actually, he would jump out, run up the road a mile or two, and go through everybody's yard and eat their grass and their garden stuff. And then when I got there in the morning, he's in the pen. And they're like, your horse was out. And I'm like, he's right here. Well, I got horse tracks in my yard. Well, it must be somebody else. Well, at 3 o'clock in the morning, he was making my dogs bark. He's running around the yard. And what do you say to that person? Like, he's in the pen. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, yeah, very smart. Goats, same way, like you said. It's but they are cute. They are cute. Remember, people, if you're in the chat and you want to get in on the drawing, you don't have to do anything. I got your name down. If you don't want to be in on the drawing, let me know, and I will not put you in the drawing. But if you're in the chat, I put your name down already, and I'm going to get started on cutting these things up. Grandpa Brian, did you raise any critters? Are you raising some or not?
No, just a garden.
And why is that?
Oh, I don't have time right now.
Okay. Well, I'm just wondering because you seem to have the farm like a land to do that of some sort.
I'll definitely have the land to do that, but it's 70 miles away from me.
Oh, I see. I understand completely.
Came across an interesting scripture here. In Thessalonians, when we're reading the Bible, and I went through some of my notes of my awakening, Paul writes, he's talking to Timothy, and to the Thessalonians, he says, "Don't worry, Jesus will take vengeance with a flaming sword on the non-believers. The Lord will destroy the wicked. Shun the non-believers." This is Paul to the Thessalonians. There's a distinct contradiction between the apostles and Paul's beliefs and teachings. And when read in the right order, you can see that the apostles disagree with Paul, and how it goes. Eventually, when they write it the way they write it, they come to the conclusion, oh, Paul's right, but they've totally twisted that from it being a disagreement to it being the apostles coming into total agreement with Paul, just by the order of the writing and how they interpret it.
That's the problem right there.
But it's actually a constant argument back and forth of the apostles telling, no, these aren't the teachings. You've gone and made up your own religion here, and these aren't the things that Jesus wanted us to do. And he's saying, well, no, I heard Jesus's new word. Well, how did you hear his new word? I saw him after he died. So that's why Thessalonians and a lot of these books were written after the death of Christ. At least that's how the story goes, if it actually happened.
Yep.
But I have the interpretation in my mind that Christ did exist, but I think he existed in the writers of the Bible. Mary, who apparently had some writings in the Nag Hammadi scriptures that we can find.
Yep.
And it's like having I liked Isabel Alive, Morgan's version of this. You now have the toroidal hyperboloid dipole universe in your mind, and we pass that around. We each take a little bit of the Christ's into us each time we speak some wisdom, and I think that's what they were doing.
Well, you're right. I think I'm going to say, see, this is where I think people get messed up. They're talking about the Christ. Gaza Cab. Hey.
Well,
I just wanted to pop in and say hello because we're already having Christmas over here and we're over at a friend's house having lunch, and it's like 3:00 here, but everyone's still eating.
Well,
so I just wanted to say hi and goodbye, and that I couldn't listen today.
That is wonderful. See, that's what I'm talking about. Just pop in. I send all the invitations out because that's what it's all about. Come on and say hello, everybody. I still exist. I love y'all. And you're having a wonderful Christmas over there. That is awesome.
It's just the weather is just incredible, as you can see.
Oh, wow.
Not a cloud in the sky.
Wow.
Nice.
So
Wow.
This is quite amazing, and tomorrow is going to be the same. Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your busy schedule and from your family and everything to just say hi.
No worries.
That's awesome. I'm glad you're doing good. I love when you pop in, and we got to get together and do a show again. And while you're growing stuff, I want to see your garden.
Yeah, and I'm changing my career as well because I'm studying disability support, so I'm doing my Cert 4. So I'm busy doing that as well, and working full time. So I'm extremely busy for a year. Yeah. Wow. So yeah.
Super good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So goodbye everyone, and have a Merry Christmas. Yeah. We'll catch you all later. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
You too, Gaza.
Bye.
Awesome. Well, there we go. See, all around the world.
Awesome.
But yeah, they get to Christmas before we do. That is so funny. Okay, I'm getting all the names put together. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Don't you worry about me. I'm folding stuff up. We're getting ready for our drawings.
Okay.
But anyway, Max, where were you on this thing? You were reading the scripture about something.
Yeah, I was saying the contradiction between the Christ that the apostles talk about and the Christ that Paul talks about coming with a flaming sword to smite the non-believers. Very reminiscent of other other texts we've read from various different cultures. Definite change right there. Thessalonians was Max has my papers now. I don't know when it was written. I think it was the second or third book written. But,
yeah, I think I've read that part before. And the question is, me, then I read that, and it's like, so he comes back to smite the as a son of God and being all love and light and everything, he should love everybody equally, regardless if you believe it or not. Like here in the States, we're about free speech and acceptance of no matter if you're black or white. That's literally saying if you don't believe in the same God or religion or government or political belief that I do, I'm going to smite you down.
Yeah. Let he with sin cast the first stone or the flaming sword, right?
Yeah, what happened there? Yeah, all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. When I come back, we're going to a socialized system or a communist system. That's what he's talking about. Mm-hmm. At least in my head. That's what I get out of it.
Yeah, I can see that.
And that's kind of what we're going to. And will they turn on us? And anyway, that's a little bit of my thoughts. But that's just my opinion. All of this is my opinion. Everybody's got their own.
Yeah, in the end, all like I think they turned on Paul in the end too, didn't they?
Yeah. There was only one of the guys that actually
John was the only one that made it to the end, and he was in exile.
Yeah.
He wrote, can I have that paper, Max?
I'll be right back. I need 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's not even it. Sorry, buddy. He was having fun. I think it was around 90 AD that he wrote, here it is. Nope, that's not it.
Mark the Spark is in the house.
90 to 95 AD, he wrote the Epistles of John. That was the last book. But the Apocalypse was written at 68 AD. So, yeah, they were written quite a long time after. And it was more of an argument than it was a congruent belief system being portrayed.
Yeah.
That sounds like a nice break. It does.
Yeah, exactly. There's, like I said, there's something messed up there. Brian, what you got?
That's why it was all jumbled up in the Bible, because they didn't want you to know that it was an argument between them.
Yep.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, the way they portray it, the way they write it, and the way they portray it. It seems like, you go to church and you think Paul and the apostles, they were all in agreement all the time. They thought everything was the same. And that's not the case at all.
Well, you want to come up and say hi? You can come say hi? Come on. She's got to give her 15 minutes of 5 minutes of fame. Oh, there you go.
I must see the puppy.
There you go. Look at the camera. There you go. The little dog. She gets up here and she's like, I gotta say hi. You're paying way too much attention to that camera, aren't you?
Yep. The only time Max actually sits on my lap is when I'm on with you guys or doing my show. That's the only time he comes and sits on my lap. He'll even let me kiss him on the head, as you've seen on my show, which if I do normally, I get a look like, what are you doing? Are you nuts? and but getting the attention when you guys are here that's his thing. Definitely.
She does this all the time, but when I'm on the show, she at least once she'll come up here and sit for a bit. So
Yeah.
or want to, or she'll come here and I'll be like, oh, just but she'll sit over in the corner there. If you can see out of the corner, she'll sit there and kind of wait for me, like, okay, guys. Oh, Andrew Phillips popped in. Andrew Phillips, you want your name in the hat here, writing it down.
Grandpa Brian, how's Luna doing? Your husky?
Oh, she's doing wonderful. She's loving this weather.
Huskies are wonderful, but they're so high strung. They're so focused on just going.
Oh, yes. That's why I got her membership to a dog park. So I try to take her over there for at least 2.5 hours a day. Let her get a lot of it out.
Yeah. I mean, that's why the sled dogs, they'll just run until they're done.
Yeah, they will. Yes, they will.
And that's her.
Yeah, that's the problem with them.
They will. Okay, we got a house full of 25 people. I think I've got everybody on here that's gonna get on. And we're gonna draw names. I got everybody's name down. That if you're on and you're listening at this time, get on the chat. Put your name, say something. I would really like to. But anyway, get on the chat so I can see your name, and we're gonna start drawing right here now. And I'll put that in before we get going. Now, Elderberry says he's already got a thing for cards. So
she's so beautiful. What a beautiful.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Your own personal wolf.
Yeah. Oh, blue eyes. Trina would be jealous. Oh yeah, Trina's been up there, hasn't she? She's seen your puppy. Can't hear you.
When Trina was here,
yes.
Luna would not get out of her lap.
Really?
And she doesn't even sit in my lap. And she would not leave Trina's side. She actually wanted to go home with Trina.
Wow. Yeah, Trina loves them kind of dogs. But I always feel bad because she's like lives in such a hot deserty area to be there and then have huskies is like,
yeah,
they want this kind of area like this. They go out there and sit all day in 40 below zero weather. Okay, everybody, here we go. Lucky you pull one out of the hat. All right, here we go. And first up is Deborah Sloan. Deborah Sloan. There we go. And Deborah, I'm going to give you your choice. What you want. You can have a card deck. You can have a Soul Tribe deck. You can have a dream journal or a bar of soap. If you're here, you can pick one. And if not, I'll pick for you. Susie Q is in the house. I'm gonna put Susie down. Okay, Susie, you're late. You're making me do more work. Hey, sorry. Deborah Sloan. Okay, let me know in the chat there which one you want, Deborah. Yay, Deborah. That's right. You get your pick. Now Max, you're next. Pick one.
Here's that one.
Okay, I got it. Grandpa Brian. What would you like?
Oh, I don't know. Probably need the soap.
Soap it is. How about this bar of soap? I don't think you're in for the bath bomb, so maybe some good old-fashioned regular soap. How's that? Unless you want the bath bomb.
No, I don't need a bath bomb.
Okay, I'll put your
Bath
name
bombs
in.
are cool. They explode in the water, so that's kind of like at least it's entertaining,
Okay, and I have your address, I'm pretty sure, so I don't have to worry about that. Deborah Sloan, thank you. Remember, if I draw your name, Deborah GG, she says, nice. I'm trying to read all this really fast. What would you like, Deborah? What would you like? A card deck, a notebook, soap, or a spirit deck? Remember, we have 2 of these to choose from: Soul Tribe deck of cards or a spirit deck or the angel cards. And until they're gone. Okay, next, Grandpa Brian, you gonna draw one? All right, let's see. Jackie J. Jackie
All right.
J.
Woo.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
Jackie
13
J.
minutes and I gotta go.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's why I'm doing it. I'm starting now.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you.
Lucky, what do you got? Draw one here.
I'll go the other way. This way. I go,
Okay.
my arm's gone. Oh no, I'm trying to give in.
It's into the 5th dimension. That's what it
In the
is.
5th dimension. Okay. We got Witchy Moon. Witchy Moon's up.
Nice.
Deborah Sloan. Now, if you don't tell me what you want, I'm just picking stuff for you. Witchy Moon, what would you like? Deck of cards, angel cards, a notebook, or soap? If you're here, that's good. Jackie J says Soul Tribe cards. Okay, good deal. Soul Tribe cards. Put your name on there till they're done. Okay. Jackie J, I'm putting them with the cards here. Hopefully we got that. And I'm putting them over there. There we go. Okay. Max, draw a card. Draw one here.
I'll draw from the side this time. Right from inside your head there.
Yeah, there you go.
There, I dropped it into your lap.
Oh, okay. Good deal. Temperance. Temperance. There you go.
Nice.
What do you want? Now remember, you got to send me your address and stuff too. You got to send it to the email, my email, and I will send that out. Witchy Moon, you haven't really said which you want. Deborah Sloan, you're still here. Let me know what you want before they're all gone. Okay, Grandpa Brian, pick a card. Joyce, are you serious? Joyce, are you serious? What do you... Okay.
Oh, Mark Sparks is in here.
Yep, I already got him down.
Okay.
I think everybody, but Elderberry is the only one.
It was late. Okay.
No, there you go. I missed the choice. Okay, Witchy Moon, you got a choice between Angel Deck, Soul Tribe cards, soap, or a notebook, dream journal. Joyce, you got
Could be a
yourself a
remote
choice.
viewing book too.
Yeah, dream journal, remote viewing book, whatever you would like, you're going to get on my pick of one of those. Joyce, what would you like before I run out? Travis a Brick, do you want to get in on this? I think I got one up here. Oh man, Travis the Brick is late. Travis. Ugh. I get him in there. I don't want to make anybody unhappy. Okay. Joyce, I'll take Soul Tribe cards. Okay, great. Joyce, get Soul Tribe. Sorry, trying to do this as fast as I can. Joyce, it's the Soul Tribe cards before Max has to go. I appreciate you all. Okay. Angel cards. Witchy Moon wants angel cards. Oh, wait a minute. Witchy Moon? Who gets angel cards? This is my Christmas present to all of you people out there. Okay. Who's up? Lucky. Draw one.
Okay, there. Oh,
Got
I've
it?
got two. Yeah, there's one. Okay.
Okay, there we go. Karen Lynn. Karen Lynn.
Nice.
Yes, Joyce, I have your email. I need your address. You can email me. I'll email you. Karen Lynn, what would you like? Deborah Sloan, I don't see what you wanted. Joyce, she's gonna take a Soul Tribe deck. Witchy Moon, I got you. Scotty Boy says he wants coal. I can fix you up with that. Temperance, I still need. May I have the soap? Soul soap, wash up. Yes, soap.
I was into forging steel. There was one Christmas I actually asked everyone for coal, so I could forge some metal.
Temperance, here's a big ball of bath bomb soap. It's all in the pretty. It's strawberry and something else. I put your name right in the bag, but you have to send me your address at my Gmail, Soul Tribe Gmail down below. So you're all good. Okay, Karen Lynn and Deborah Sloan, I still need, Karen Lynn wants a dream journal. I got a good one here. This is brand new in the thing. Karen, you're getting a journal thing or a remote viewer deal. But remember, you have to send, well, hey, I think that's a great thing. You can be on your show and do the remote viewing. Okay. Who's up? Max, I think you were next. You want to pull one?
I'll go into the ether this time.
Okay.
This way.
Into the ether.
There we go.
Okay.
And again, it fell into your lap.
Oh, okay. I got it. Mary wins. Mary wins. Mary wins. We all win. But none of them. Deborah Sloan. Looking for Deborah Sloan. What she picked. Deborah, I didn't see what you picked yet. Mary wins. What would you like? Deck of cards. Soap. Angel cards. What would you like? Till I run out anyway. Okay. Grandpa Brian, your turn.
I'm gonna pick one up out of the air.
Woo! There we go. And it's in my lap. It's in my lap. And Mary says she wants an angel deck. Isby is here. Isby is still here. You win. Mary wins, wants an angel deck of cards. Mary wins. Okay, Mary wins an angel deck of cards. Now, like I said, I'm going to do my best to send these out as best I can in a timely manner. So if they get there a little late, don't worry. I work a lot, so you get them when you get them because they're free anyway. So, okay, Isby is next. Isby in the house yet? If not, I know him. I'll get to him something. Okay, Lucky, what do you got?
No arm, but okay, it's right there.
Okay, there we go. I got it. Lucky Smith. There we go.
Oh no. Imagine that. Finally, it worked.
That did. It worked. Look at that.
Do you have any the Dream Journal remote view vision journals left?
Yes. What should you like? A goat one, a green one, or a chicken one?
Of course, the goat one, just like Krampus.
Ah, there you go. You're getting the goat one. It was made
Nice.
for you. Okay, I put your name in there. I'm pretty sure I got your address already. So, okay, Max.
I'll grab there and toss it.
Oh.
Did you catch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the floor here. Okay, there we go. Jargo Smith. Jargo, you still in the house? Jargo. Where is always putting pressure on Cole. Jargo Smith, you still in the house? Deborah Sloan, you still haven't said what you want. Temperance says I'm homeless.
Soap book or cards, Deborah?
Soap, book, cards. I got one angel deck left. Soul Tribe cards left. And soap. I got soap. So there you go. Or a book. I got a book. So there you go.
Yeah.
Jargo, you in the house?
Doesn't seem like.
That's right. I'm the secret Santa. I save up all year, buy all this stuff. Temperance, your home is where your heart is. Yes. Temperance, I'm homeless. Mailing address. Yes, I need some sort of mailing address. So send out your stuff. I'm sure you got some sort of mailing address somewhere. Email me with your, don't put it in the chat for, all these wackos at sea.
Yeah,
Jargo,
we don't want to dox you.
Yeah, just my email is in the description below this thing. So who's up next?
Brian.
Oh shoot, I don't know if I get. There's Michelle. Michelle, I didn't see you. Maybe I did put her in
Yeah,
there.
she was here. There's Jargo. Soul card tribes, cards. Soul tribe cards is what Jargo wants.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think Deborah's answered yet.
No, I haven't seen her. Soul tribe cards goes to Jargo. Yes, Jargo. Okay. All right. Who's up? Grandpa or Max, did you draw this last time?
That's mine. Yeah, it's mine.
Or,
I'll go right in your ear this time.
Ah! Oh, okay. There we go. Regine Hutchinson. Regine, are you still here? Okay. Regine, what would you like? Jargo, I will send my address. Yes, send your address. And then you all send your stuff out. Last year, a lot of people didn't send their addresses, and I got all that soap left. Okay, so, Grandpa Brian, you're next. Okay.
There you go. I dropped it in your lap.
Amber Dawn. Amber, are you still here? Amber Dawn, you get a pick what you want. Oh, look, you all traded places on me. Okay.
I'm gonna have to cut out.
Yeah, okay.
1 minute.
Okay. You still have to get it. Okay, well, thanks, Max. Thanks, everybody. After you get done here, go over to Max's and do some remote. You're doing remote viewing tonight, right?
Yep. We did a really special one last night. Everybody
Awesome.
should go back and take a look at. And I don't know what's going to happen tonight. We'll have to see. I don't make up the destination targets until the destination target time. So,
all right.
It's always a surprise to me too. So
that was an adventure.
Yep. Okay. Much love. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to those that I don't see.
You.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right.
Fets.
Okay, who's up? Lucky, it's your turn.
That's right. I gotta reach in the.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Andrew Phillips. Andrew Phillips is next. Let me know what you want. Deborah Sloan, she says she wants a dream journal. Great, Deborah. And I will put that right here so I don't lose it. We'll put it up there. And Andrew Phillips and Amber Dawn. Amber, are you still here? Okay. Let's see. Grandpa Brian, your turn. Draw one. Andrew Phillips. He wants a journal. Okay. Grandpa Brian, draw one.
Yep. Dropped it in your lap.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Max Vision. Max, how about that? Okay. He just leaves and gets his name drawn. Andrew Phillips wants a journal. I guess that was, did I see that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, dream journal. Okay, we got a really nice leather one here. How about that? Dream journal with a leather covering. That's Andrew Phillips. Okay. Ready? Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Susie Q. Susie Q. Susie Q, what would you like? Soap or soap or a deck of cards, angel cards, or I got one more journal left and it's a chicken journal. Chicken journal. Keep picking those ladies. Hey, Mary, Milky Way Rocks journal. Okay. I'm getting down there. Amber, Isby, Max, Susie Q, are you here? Susie Q, calling is Susie Q. I don't want to pick too many and then I have enough stuff to pass out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yay, soap. Okay. Soap here. This is Susie Q. Susie Q is getting soap. Okay. Let me get this open. And you take this one out. And she is getting what does this say? It is banana cream pie soap made from Crystal last year. So it's a little old, but you know, soap is always good. Susie Q gets soap. Now remember, Susie, you gotta send me your address in order to get the soap. Yay, I was gifted the angel deck. I really wanted those. Thank you. Okay, I appreciate. Okay, we're gonna do one more soap. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm out. That's it. I don't want to overdo it.
That's good.
Okay, because I got 4 names here. I got Amber, I got Isby, Regina Hutchinson, and Max Vision.
Excellent.
So there we go. 4 left. 4 things left. Oh, I got one more here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got one more to go. Whose turn is it to draw?
I've forgotten.
Grandpa Brian, go ahead.
Yep. All right, it's in your lap.
Lori Elderkin. Lori Elderkin. And you get the chicken book for chicken book, deck of cards, soap, spirit, angel deck. Lori Elderkin. And that is it. Sorry for everybody else. That's what we got. Jackie J. Okay. Lori Elderkin, are you still here? Lori. Amber, Regine, Isby, and Max. Mark the Spark, Lori. Yeah, Lori Elderkin, are you still here and listening? All right. Well, guys, that was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was.
It was a fun, yes, absolutely.
And I'm sorry to everybody else who didn't get anything, but hey, you know,
we all got the gift of being here.
Yep.
That's right. You know, I mean, we appreciate everybody, you know, and like I said, so much. I wish I could give to every single person. Merry Christmas, everyone. Yeah. And let's see, all those people, I'm gonna repeat it one more time. Amber Dawn, Regine Hutchinson. I suppose it's getting late. So there, and great show. Deborah, don't forget to send me your address. Unless I already have it, I don't remember. Isby, you're a winner. I can text you later. Max, I think I got Isby's thing. He just lets me know what he wants. He won before. Max, Lori Elderkin. Lori, are you still here? And great big congratulations to everyone. Yes. Thank you, Andrew Phillips. Don't forget, I don't think I got your address, but thank you. Remember, my email is milkywaysoultribe@gmail.com. It's in the description below. Don't forget to send me your address so I can send those prizes out. Because without your address, I am not getting it. Don't worry, we're not sending out advertisements. I'm not sharing it with anybody. That's why I'm having you send your address to me instead of me sending my address to you, or something like that. But anyhow, congratulations, everyone. Yes. Lori Elderkin, are you still listening? She was here a while ago. Andrew Fizz, I emailed you. Yep. Okay, great. I'm going to check that. Let's see. Refresh. Thank you. Yep, Andrew, I got your email. Awesome. Thank you so much. Don't worry, I'm not sharing it with anybody. I ain't like I put it out there. I ain't putting it on the internet. So our superpower Temperance, if you're still listening, let me know where I can send that to or something. Yeah, and love to Brian Barnett. Yes, this all wouldn't be possible without Brian, who started this whole thing in remembrance of him, too, because that's where it all began, everybody. That's where it all began. But Grandpa Brian, thank you for taking some time out of your family get together.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Go catch up on some of the games and socializing. My socializing was with you guys right here. I appreciate every bit of it. It was wonderful. Otherwise, I would be sitting here home alone. I want to say thank you to the people who sent me some Christmas cards. It was wonderful too. Thank you. My refrigerator, appreciates it. I put them all up for 'tis the season. It's a good thing. Okay, well, everybody, go over there and catch Max Vision. Joyce, yes. Do I have your address or not? I don't know. But send me your address. I got your email, but we'll get together. Don't you worry. I'll send you an email and remind you. But thank you guys for coming on. Any last words? Lucky, you go first.
Just be good to yourselves while you're being good to other people. Take yourself first, not to be selfish, but to keep yourself at your best self so you can be good to others.
Yes, that is so true. Brian, Grandpa Brian, what do you got? What's last words for everybody?
Just be kind to everyone you meet.
That is so right on for the season. And as I always say too, go out, be the frequency you want to receive, everyone. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. You made my season. Don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow to talk about Christmas and future events. In the future, being New Year's is coming right up around the bend. So join us tomorrow night as we discuss Christmas and future. But it's been a wonderful Christmas Eve. Thank you all. Peace, everybody.